Hi, I'm Scott. I'm a Quiet Place fan.
Hi, I'm Senthil, and I'm a Bird Box fan.
So the two of us have decided, since we disagree, we're going to start watching as many horror movies as we can and come up with a new way of rate them. Come join us.
Hey, Scott, good to see you again.
Hey, Simple, it's great to see you. You picked a winner, man. So talk to me about this one.
So, the movie we're going to be talking about today is a movie called The Cadaver Christmas. It can be found on Tubi TV for free, and it was made for $10,000. What'd you think?
I when you told me they did this for $10,000, I was like going, come on, how did they pull this off for
Incredible.
$10,000? So I'm going to tell you, I started off not liking it. I kind of started it off with, oh, this is a Bruce Campbell ripoff. The guy who plays the janitor is a total Bruce Campbell. And then I realized as we move forward, this is a total tribute to the Evil Dead. This is a tribute to those Sam Raimi, really inexpensive. We're going to make ourselves, you're going to realize that we realize that this is all a joke, right? That this is all in good fun, like Evil Dead 2. And it pays off as you move through it, Simple.
It does. They even have, post-credit scene. I don't know if you caught that.
Yes.
It, I think what you characterized it the best. This is clearly a fan film. These are not a group of people that are out to make their name in horror. They clearly had fun. They're clearly fans of horror, and much of the comedy really works great. The whole interplay between, it's a zombie, no, it's a cadaver.
Yeah.
Worked out
That was
really
the
well.
best.
And the effects, the practical effects that they pulled off with $10,000, clearly plenty of extras to play the cadavers.
Yes.
Lots of blood, and you could tell some of the practical effects were fake, but it worked in the context of the movie. So I loved it. My only concern with this movie was I thought the length was a little bit much.
Yes.
I had a little bit trouble maintaining interest all the way through, but they did a great job overall. I loved it. I would definitely recommend it.
I would say too, you cut it a little bit shorter, you would have been rocking and rolling. This film it brings me back to the years. Remember Trauma that
Yes.
used to do Toxic
Toxic
Avenger and things
Avenger.
like
Yep.
really bad special effects. Really,
Yep.
I don't want to call it horrible acting because honestly, what they're doing in this is trying to be horrible actors. They're
Yep.
trying to play the horrible actor from a really bad BC movie in this, right? So I actually, for 10 grand, I thought the jokes were on spot. I thought it felt more like a bunch of friends fighting zombies. Oh, wait, sorry, cadavers, which was just brilliant, right? And the play among all the characters, I thought was solid. I thought it was a fun movie to watch. Now, am I going to add it to my Christmas horror films? Like a Krampus? Probably not. Rare imports, no. But was it a hell of a great fun time watching it? Yes, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and there's a great scene in there that reminded me of another movie we've seen, The Special, that dealt with a cadaver that I won't spoil for.
Oh my gosh, yes. The creepy police officer who wasn't released from their job, but yeah. Now this director, I'm actually surprised to see that not a lot of shorts. This was their big film, and then the rest were shorts. And it's always interesting to me when we see a film that there was a lot of heart, there was a lot of soul. They knew exactly what they were trying to come off with. It was this, playful B movie. We're not taking ourselves seriously, and then that's it, right? It just kind of fades away. This was just 2011, so I was kind of looking, and he's continuing to do shorts, but hasn't reached back out and really grasped into another big film again.
It definitely highlights the difficulty in this business and how hard it is to get into the business and sustain a career in it. I thought there were lots of potential in this movie because, like you said, clearly the director knew what he was going for, and I thought did a pretty good job of achieving it. The script was great. The interaction with the characters as friends was pretty convincing. They did a pretty good job there. and the characters in playing the goofiness and the cluelessness that they displayed came across pretty well too. So yeah, it's not something that I would watch every Christmas necessarily, but for what it is, it's one of the better micro budget movies that I think we've seen.
I agree. And what I will say, Cynthia, is what I really liked about this film. I went back and was thinking of Pongo the Witch, right? Which was trying to be too serious, right? You have a limited budget. You're trying to take it too seriously, haunted house kind of film. You know, this film for 10 grand was even more enjoyable than Pongo because it didn't take itself seriously. It saw it for what it was, right? We've got a limited budget. We're going to do this with friends. We're going to kind of have fun with it. And it pulled off the Bruce Campbell feel. It felt Ash versus Evil Deadish.
Yeah, and they also went for the 70s vibe.
Yes.
In how they filmed it, the filters that they applied to the movie. I thought it was great. The only caution I would make for the audience is there is one slightly disturbing scene. It works in the context of the movie.
But you don't see it. It's just implied.
No, you don't see it. It's implied.
Yeah, it's an implied thing, right? So I mean you're right. It's creepy, but it
worked.
It works, and it's implied. It actually never happens.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
It's true. Loved it. Any final thoughts on the movie, Scott?
No, here's my final thoughts on this. If you are looking for something that feels trauma, something that feels like that old that you loved back in the early 1980s, late 70s, that cannibal holocaust, that making of a film just to make a film for fun, a bunch of friends together, Evil Dead, that's what it was, friends together, making a film. This movie works. And it's worth taking a look at. I wish there was a way to rent this on Amazon Prime. I hate commercials. And the other thing that I found with Tubi is that it doesn't do its commercials very well, Senthil. So you're like watching a scene, it goes to a commercial, and then it feels like it misses part of something. So there's parts of the film that I think are missing as you're watching this. Be aware of that, because I got caught going, and I had to rewind and go, no, this is the commercials, cut this off. So just be aware of that. It's the only place you can see it at the moment, but it's worth sitting down to watch.
Yeah, and that's my final thought on that too is somewhat similar in that as we're looking at small to micro budget movies that we want to look at and talk about, some of the really highly rated micro budget movies are difficult to find. And what I would encourage the filmmakers is that it's turning out to be fairly straightforward to get content on Prime. So I would encourage the small micro budget directors to go back, even ones that have been made a decade ago, like this one, and get your movie on Prime where your visibility is going to be greater and as an opportunity to be seen and recognized.
Yeah.
We've talked about the fact that Killer Sofa is going to have a sequel, which I'm really looking forward to.
I have to admit, I am too.
And if it wasn't for a streaming service like Prime that was willing to give virtually any director a chance, we wouldn't see, because no one, getting Killer Sofa obviously on the big screen is never going to happen.
No.
And many of the Prime streaming services won't do it either because there's not a lot of money behind it.
Yeah.
But Prime has a different model, and we would never see a lot of dedicated, talented filmmakers if it wasn't for that. So that's my final note. Get your movies on Prime, especially these small micro budget fan favorites, and so we can see them.
Senthil, I love it. I think that's great advice. All right, man. Until next time.
Until next time. See you later.